Have you ever wondered how a single uprising could reshape the course of history for millions? The Stonewall Riots did just that for the LGBT rights movement. In the heart of New York City during the 1960s, the Stonewall Inn served as a sanctuary for the LGBTQ+ community. This was a time when acceptance was scarce, and spaces like Stonewall were few and far between. Now, imagine the early morning hours of June 28, 1969. The city was still, but inside Stonewall, a storm was brewing. Police raids on bars like Stonewall were all too common in those days, but this time it was different. This time, the patrons of Stonewall chose to resist, to stand their ground against the oppression they had endured for far too long. And so, on that fateful night, the spark of a revolution was ignited. As the police hauled patrons and employees out of the bar, something extraordinary happened. A spark ignited within the crowd, a spark of defiance, of resistance. No longer would they stand by and watch their community be targeted and mistreated. Bottles and coins took flight, arcing through the air and clashing against the unyielding wall of law enforcement. The night silence was shattered by the sounds of protest, of rebellion. The whispers of dissent swelled into a roar that echoed through the narrow streets of New York City. What started as a skirmish soon escalated into a full-blown riot that would span 6 long days and nights. The fight was fierce, the stakes high, but the message was clear. Enough was enough. The Stonewall Inn, once just a sanctuary for the LGBTQ+ community, transformed into a battleground for their rights. Local and national attention were drawn to the plight of the LGBTQ+ community, the spotlight finally cast on the injustices they faced. The Stonewall Riots, a riot that would become a revolution, raged on. In the wake of the Stonewall Riots, an unstoppable wave of change was set into motion. A newfound sense of unity and defiance kindled the formation of activist groups like the Gay Liberation Front and the Gay Activists Alliance. These groups, born from the embers of resistance, became the torchbearers of a revolution that would ripple through the decades to follow. In the aftermath of the riots, they were instrumental in organizing events such as the first Pride March in 1970, only a year after the Stonewall Uprising. This march was more than just a parade. It was an open declaration of existence, of resilience, and of pride. Today, the Stonewall Riots are commemorated during Pride Month, a global celebration of love, identity, and acceptance. The legacy of Stonewall is a poignant reminder of the power of resistance and unity. From the ashes of the Stonewall Riots rose a movement that continues to fight for equality and acceptance, proving that even in our darkest moments we have the power to ignite change.